Hi, Andrea here. This is my outline for the informative speech that we're going to give. Out of the 3 topics that I had, I chose composting, which is something that I think is imperative and I enjoy. I almost picked changing a kid's diaper because someone challenged me that it might not be long enough, might not have enough girth, and I'm always up for a challenge, but I went with composting. My specific purpose is to inform my audience of the practicality of composting. The central idea is most local and global issues can be better fixed with education, and explaining the ease and benefits of composting is the first step to making a change. I worked on my introduction just a little bit. I have, something a little catchy. Apple cores, coffee grounds, bagless vacuum contents, and eggshells. These are all items which heavily weigh down our municipal garbage, a service of which communities which we reside have a great cost monetarily and environmentally. We then turn around and purchase fertilizers for our gardens and potted plants. Household composting is simple and fulfilling and can be done on small and large scales with an environmental and community benefit on a similar scale. This can be achieved by composting, which, as I explained, is quite simple. And then I go on with some main points. The ones that I had initially were, what can you compost? How do you care for and maintain your compost? And lastly, why should you compost? But then from the comments that I had on our feed, there was people asking about composting in apartments and smaller settings. So that's an additional bullet point that I put on there. Is there's a misconception that maybe you need a large space to compost, which isn't true depending on what you're using and what you're doing. Broken those down into subcategories, which you can see if you look at my outline. My conclusion, again, is bringing it all together. And I've been having a hard time with my conclusion because I feel like I'm opening more doors. It makes me think more, and we want to condense this down to a 4 to 7 minute speech. So that's going to be really difficult to reel it in. The conclusion I have, by composting, you can save space in landfills, save taxpayer dollars, do your part to better the environment, save money on fertilizer, be active outdoors, and feel good about yourself for doing the right thing. Think twice before throwing something in the garbage. We all have the opportunity to change the world, one banana peel at a time. Kind of like that catchy end, although finishing with a question or a challenge is something that I might want to do instead. I'm considering a slide show, like a PowerPoint, but I feel like I might just bring a prop or two, which might be a little bit easier and more engaging for such a short time period. And I have things that I could put into slides, but they are quite busy. That's what I have so far. And you can read my outline that I'll post to get more of the bullets of the subcategories. Thanks.